Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here and welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss a Cardano update. The topic on today's video is going to be looking at the Cardano price. What has happened in the last few days? We had some dips. Are there more on the horizon or what is up next? I'll also talk then towards the end about should you be trading Cardano or should you be hodling and staking? I'll give you my own opinions on that after we look at the price first. And just a heads up on the price, I'm not going to be telling you that we are going to $100 or anything like that this year. I am always going to give you my honest opinion on where the markets are and where potentially we could go. I'm not a financial advisor, so everything I say is just my own opinion. I also know that if I start giving you them huge predictions and put the clickbait titles, I will get a lot more views. But that's not what I'm about here. I want to be realistic, and if that is the type of content you like, please do hit the like button, leave a comment, and also share it out there to help get these views out. So let's jump straight in. Okay, so one more quick thing just before we jump into the charts is that I do actually run a Cardano stake pool. I've got a lot of comments lately from people saying they didn't realize that I do run one. I do run one. We actually hit our 10th block on the mainnet today. That was our second block of this epoch, and we are in line for 3 more as well. So this should be a really good epoch in terms of rewards. So if you want to help support the channel and support my videos, you can do that as well by delegating to the Cardano stake pool Paul. I really do appreciate that. That does help support the channel, and we have just crossed 7 million live stake just before this video started, so we should be on a really good run in the next few epochs. So let's jump into the charts now. So the first chart that I have up here is the Bitcoin chart. We need to start here because realistically it's the Bitcoin price that has pulled down our USD price of Cardano. So what you can see here is that if we zoom out here just to get the bigger picture, that's what you always need to do in these markets. You're going to have lots of ups and lots of downs, but to get a bigger picture of the overall trend, you need to pull back out. So we've been on a huge uptrend here over the last while, but yesterday we dropped out of it. So up until this point yesterday morning, we were in a very nice uptrend overall. We have fell out of that and got a very nice bounce here off just under $29,000. So the next day or so for me is going to tell whether we can get back into that uptrend or whether there's potentially a little bit more downside. So in order to get back into the uptrend, we need to reclaim this 35,000 level. And look, the way that Bitcoin moves, that is easily done today or over the weekend. But again, we just have to wait and see. So if you are looking to get into the markets or not or anything like that, I'd be cautious at the minute. Look, if you are thinking long term, then I think that the prices we're looking at right now are still going to be really good prices long term. I still think whatever way we go in the short term, that long term, the cryptocurrency market is on one trajectory, and that is up. So short term, what I would need to see in the charts to get back into the full on bullish mode is up above $35,000. Would I personally try and short this market because I think there's a little bit of downside? I definitely wouldn't. For me, what I'm doing is trying, if we get a big drop, I'm going in on low leverage trades on the longs. So I am still longing this market even though we're down here. So I would not be shorting it personally. Whatever anyone else does is up to them. So let's take a look at the ADAUSD chart then. So here we are again on the 1 hour. So when I done the last video, I can't remember if it was a video or posts of the charts on social media, but we were stuck in this trend here and then we broke out of it. I think I did do a video on this. And we got up here above the 33 cent mark. We came back down, tested here, got back up. But then yesterday, with the Bitcoin dump, you can see we had a major dump on the ADAUSD price as well. And what we found is that when we came back up within the last hour, so the uptrend that we previously were on when we were up in this side here is maybe looking at resistance here. So the next hour or two will tell us. We did break above this, but we got rejected down. So again, this is similar to the Bitcoin chart, you can see again we were coming up and got the rejection. Generally, the USD prices of Bitcoin and any other coin out there are going to move fairly similar, because right now every other cryptocurrency is correlated to Bitcoin. That is why I generally try and get people to start looking at the ADA price in terms of Bitcoin, which we're going to get onto in a minute. But I know anyone coming in new are going to be looking at the ADAUSD price or 80 euro or whatever it is. So you can see once again, right now we're coming up to test this line again. What I really want to see is us breaking above this and reclaiming the 35-cent mark over today and tomorrow. If we can do that, then we are back into a really good position. If I was looking to come into this market right now, again, there is potential for downside down here, but I wouldn't be shorting this. I'm actually in a long position at the minute, which I will show you. But if I was coming to buy this in fresh right now, I'd be looking at the DCA method again that I talk about in different videos, which is where you put in some of your funds at the market price, wherever it is when you're looking at this. I'd be buying some at that price. So say 50% of the funds you want to buy with, you put in at the market price, and then you set lower orders. So if the market drops, then the other orders will execute as well, and it brings your average buy price down. Once again, like Bitcoin, if you are looking long term, then I personally think that any of these prices, 2-3 cent isn't going to make a huge difference when you look back in 1-2 years time. So for me, ADA is one that I am really hodling long term. So now on to the more positive aspect of the price, and that is the ADABTC price. So we still are holding this 982 sats level, and people will be sick of me talking about this level by now, I'm sure, because most charts I put out have this level highlighted. They've had this level highlighted from when we were way down here. This was the level I talked about that we had to break above and then stay above that. And for anyone watching for the first time, sats level is basically one ADA. This is how much of a Bitcoin it would cost. So it's 0.0000982 of a Bitcoin to buy one ADA. So for me, I am always looking to outperform Bitcoin. So for that to happen, the sats value needs to be up. So when we zoom in on it here, you can see we had the break above it back here on the 17th of January. We come back down here, all in around here, we're trying to test it. Small dip below it, but back up. Again, even with that huge Bitcoin drop yesterday, it did affect us a bit. We broke down through it, but very quickly we are straight back up and back up into a very comfortable zone. So right now, I'm very, very happy with the ADABTC price. And if, no matter what happens with Bitcoin, I'd be looking at this price. If this price stays above 982, then I am very, very bullish on where we are going here. And as we come into the Goguen rollout, the next hard fork being next month, I think that there are a lot of good things in the pipeline that will help push this higher and higher. So no matter what happens with Bitcoin in the short term, I am always looking to increase the ADA value against Bitcoin. And the other chart then that I said we'd start looking at, there is one crazy candle here. Something went on Binance. There was some big buys on ADA. Once the drop came in, there was a huge buy. So I would be ignoring this candle because it's not a real reflection on the price. We shot up through the levels that we talked about before. And for anyone actually looking at this one for the first time as well, this is the ADA price against Ethereum. So this is what it would cost in Ethereum to buy one ADA coin. So again, you can see we're still just trending along here. We're waiting for something to happen. And that something to happen is going to be the releases next month. Because with Ethereum right now, there's a lot happening in the background. But I think that the price against ADA is going to just chug along for the next while. What we're looking at is that holding these levels and making the breakup as the releases of Goguen starts to come out. So then on to trading. Is trading a good idea for you? What you will see when you look around social media and around everywhere like that, you will see every so often these huge trades that people win, and it looks so enticing that you should jump into trading yourself. It's so easy, there's all these gains to be got, but the reality is they're not it's not that easy. This is a trade that I set last night. And if I posted this now with the 150% gains, I've actually closed half of this position at when it was 90% in profit. I closed half of it. Then people will be looking at that and thinking, this is easy. But they don't see the amount of losses that it took over time to get to the stage to be able to get trades like this. And trades like this don't happen every day. A lot of trades that you will be in go into loss first. Generally, my trades all go into a loss at first before they come back into profit. So the way that I personally trade is that I put in an order, and that's what happened here. So last night when I was going to bed, I set buy orders down here. So I set orders. Can I see them here actually in the trade order history? So they were the sells from today, but let's look at the week. So you can see here, I set these trades last night at 29 cent, at 29.5 cent, and then there was one at 30 cent as well. So they all executed. So as this price here was tumbling down, these orders all started to execute. So each one was bringing my buy price down further and further. So rather than going all in at my top level buy, it starts to bring the average buy price down. This one down here, it just came down, and I missed it by fractions of a cent getting this one in as well. If that one had to hit, it would have been a lot better in the trade, but I'm not worried about it because overall the trade went really well. I'm still holding the trade for now, but I'm going to be watching it today to see where the price goes. I may close this one, and then if we dip further, I'll start to DCA into the price again. But look, this type of trade, it does not happen every day. What you're not seeing here is the losses that I've had in the past, and even in the past few days. You will always get losses in trading. And the biggest thing that I have found is the mental ability to stick in a trade. Trading is, I would say, 80-90% in your head and 10% the strategy you use. Because if you start to panic within trades, so many times where I've had the right direction in a trade, but when it starts going against me a little bit, I start to panic and I might close out for small profits or small losses. And when I then take the step back and come back later and see, yeah, I had the right trend in the market and the price went where I thought it would go, but because I got that fear when the price went against me, I pulled out of the trade, and then you miss out on the profits there. Also, there are times when you need to just get out of a trade. No matter what your bias is telling you about the trade going in a certain direction, once it starts to go against you, if you don't have enough funds to start DCAing in, and that is basically putting in lower orders to pull down your buy price, then you need to consider getting out of the trade. So for me, I put in a small amount on my first trade, and then I set all my lower prices down further. So it means if the market goes against me, then I start to bring my entry price down as well. So then the topic, should you trade or should you stake? Should you hodl and stake? For 95% of people, hodling and staking your ADA Cardano is going to be more profitable. As I say, you don't see the losses behind all the fancy screenshots and everything that people share of the winning trades. You don't see the reality behind it of how long if they are continuously profitable now, you don't see the learning curve that they had to get there. Or you will have some people that will be just posting winning trades every so often, and then below that they'll be posting the links to all of the exchanges that you can trade on, signing up under their links. So be careful what you believe out there. Always look beyond the surface layer, because it's not all winning under the table when you start to look below the trades. So if you are going to start trading, then I would say start with an extremely small account. If you cannot make a small account profitable, then you're not going to do it with bigger money. So learn your lessons with a smaller account. I'm going to start maybe some trading videos. I haven't decided yet. Let me know if they'd be useful. If I do them, I'll probably do them on my other channel, which is more full trading, and keep this one for more Cardano and general price updates rather than getting into the specifics of trading. But if you are going to start trading, then I would say do it with a small account. If you can't make that small account profitable, then you're not going to do it with the bigger account. And even when you are profitable, I would still say don't take more than 5% of your ADA or your Cardano or whatever asset you're going to trade. Don't take more than 5, a maximum of 10% of that to trade in the markets, because even if you are profitable for a while, the markets can always go against you, whereas your HODL bag is going to be earning you interest in staking all along, and don't waste that opportunity. So I hope this has been useful. If you have any comments on it, let me know down below. If you think it's useful for others, then give it a share, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I will talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for watching.